Hi guys, welcome back to Robertson's Belly Acres. Hey, just checking in with everybody, trying to find out what's going on. So we are hustle as always. Got some good videos coming out. Hopefully you find them interesting this next week. Been pretty busy around here. But we just got back from checking out a few new projects for work, and we're gonna
for Rusty's work.
For my work, yes. Going into the house flipping business, not for myself.
And I'll be helping.
Yes.
Just not on the same level as I was helping with the lawn care business.
Right.
It'd be more sporadic for me. I already told him on the days that he is digging trenches, I'm going to be sick that day. Hey, Farstead Smith.
Hey, little Allie.
More procrastination from editing. Yay, Andrea, that's the way to do it. Hi, little Allie. So Melinda Marquez is little Allie. That's why we say, hey, little Allie. So yes, so house flipping is so much fun, and I love to do it. It's just I don't think with my new job I'm going to be a lot of the time to do that. So that's going to be a Rusty thing, but I'll help him out except for on trench digging day.
The day I need it the most. She's going to be sick.
Yes, it can be very, very lucrative. You are absolutely right. It can also be a huge headache.
Yes.
So yeah, we're not going in for ourselves.
Yeah, we're not doing it ourselves. We're going to be doing the labor end of it, but we're working for somebody. So.
I'm so sorry. I said the wrong name. Yes. So. Oh my goodness.
Since there's only two people here.
Yeah, that's right. It's usually the way it is, right? Thank you so much. I'm trying to get the computer set up so that I don't have to do like this to read.
But yeah, we went and we checked out, really looked at 2 properties today, but hopefully we've got out of these 2, and we've got a couple more to go check out. So we'll be finding something soon. So.
So is it Adrian or Adrienne? So now we need phonetics, so we can.
Or is it Adriana?
No, because there's no Anna.
Adriana. Adriani?
No.
Well,
Rusty.
You don't know? She doesn't have it. Phonetics all up there.
Yeah. First. First. Oh. I thought you were going to be like, first of all, look.
First of all, look, sucker.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. You always see phonetics. Adrian. Like, yo, Adrian.
Adrian.
It's funny because my family calls me Rocky. So you could be like totally my second half. I could be like, hey, oh, yo, Adrian.
No, just the first way you said it.
I thought you were going to give Rusty heck. I was like, yes, this is awesome. But you were going to be like, first.
Well, first of all.
It's your one time. It's your one time.
Trust me, I'm going to burn up that one time.
Somebody has to keep them in line. I quit trying.
Good luck's all I can tell you. But yeah, no, we've been looking. We've been traveling around the area looking and scouring online. So
yeah, so I mean, I think it'll be fun. It'll be neat. The 2 that we went to see today, well, we saw several, but the 2 that
we went and looked at.
Yes, I only went into 1, and it has a lot of potential, but I think it's too much house and too expensive what it
needs quite a bit of work to it. But it's only one of those things. My mama is the only one to yo Adrian me.
My mom, because my family calls me Rocky. And so my mom used to say, I don't know, there was a cartoon and it was Rockadoodle. And it was hey, Josh Connor. It was
Hey, Josh.
Rooster, that was like Elvis or whatever. So my mom got to where she was calling me Rocky Doodle all the time. And so then I started calling her Mama Doodle. And then she decided that Rocky Doodle wasn't as cool as she thought it was. They started calling me Rocky when I was like 12. And I think it's because, the Spanish version of Rachel is Raquel. And so my brothers would give me, crap all the time.
Elita.
Yeah. They would say, hey, Raquel. And I'd say, that's not my name. And so then they cut it in half and they started calling me Rocky.
That's not my name.
That's not my name.
That's not my name.
So they started calling me Rocky, but my whole family has nicknames and it's totally backwards. So like I have I have 3 brothers, but 2 of my brothers, their nicknames are Cricket and Cookie. So you would think those would be girl nicknames, but my 2 brothers are Cricket and Cookie, and then I'm Rocky. And then my sister's Frog, and my other brother's Cowboy. So I mean, it's just all crazy. I'm almost there.
Almost there. Farmstead Smith's better than my nickname from my mom. Jubbalumps. I wasn't chubby then. My brother has called his wife Lumpy for years.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but whatever.
Jubbalumps. I like that. Or Lumpy. See? Lumpy. It's funny because Doug, he calls his wife Janet Lumpy all the time. He'll say, hello, Lumpy. It's
What's up,
just
Lump?
funny. Yes, it's just too funny. It's funny how nicknames stick. I don't think our kids ever, well, our oldest, we call her Allie, but I don't think the boys had nicknames.
Amos is Moose.
Oh, yeah, Amos. Well, we've called him Famous Amos, Amos Moses, Moose, which Moose is kind of his thing, so.
Yeah.
Yes. What? I call Dan Lumps. Oh, Lubba Lumps.
Lubba Lumps.
Like Lubba Lips. That's too funny. I love it. I love it. I love
Rachel
it.
calls me a lot of names we can't repeat on public broadcast.
Whatever. No, so Rusty's real name is Russell. And then everybody calls him Rusty, but his family calls him Russ. So I call him Russ a lot. So.
And the people that, if we find anybody that, if I'm talking to somebody that calls me Russ, I know that it's somebody she's worked with, and that's not a problem.
Hey, Nunya, Texas on the back 20. Sup? I love that name. That name is so cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it's Russ, not Rusty.
Yeah, and I've been Rusty Hook, Rusty Nail, Rusty
no,
Bucket.
not Rusty Nail. That's scary. Okay, I think that our neighbor, I can't even say it because what if our neighbor watches this? Like now I'm being presumptuous, right? Like, oh, everybody watches our channel. No, I think he's a serial killer and he's a trucker. So now I'm like really creeped out.
And he's got a big smoker in the backyard.
And one day we heard somebody screaming over there and then his music was playing really loud. And I was like, maybe that's why he plays his music so loud, because he tortures people. But then I said, what's good about being a serial killer's neighbor is they never hunt in their own neighborhood because they don't want anybody, they don't want the attention, right? So I'm like, I think we're safe. But, that's just my overactive imagination.
Adrian calls
Mama
her
Chicken.
Mama Chicken.
Mama Chicken. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, you should be creeped. I know. I'm like, what if they watch our channel? Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, if they do, we're safe.
We're safe because we're in the neighborhood.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I said, he's a trucker, so he could pick up people anywhere. But they said that he has a special needs family member. So that's probably the screaming that we're hearing. But,
And it's not all the time.
What if he does watch this? Lapalon, you better cut this out. Like, I know. I'm going to have to. Because now I'm going to have nightmares.
Nunya, Texas, I do. Open carry all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
It's bad enough. Before we bought this house, it has sat vacant for a couple of years, and the neighbor across the street called the guy that owned it and said, "Hey, you got somebody working on that house across from us?" And he's like, "No, why?" He said, "Well, a couple days ago I saw a vehicle pull up there and haul the refrigerator out." And he said, "Well, they're not supposed to be in there. I'll come up and check it out." And he said, "Okay." Well, a few minutes later, he called him back and said, "Hey, those same people are over there and they're hauling out the water heater." He said, "Okay, I'll call the sheriff's department." He said, "Oh, don't worry, I know where they're going." It was a neighbor down the street. They come in and just load it up. And thank the good Lord, those people have moved away now.
Okay, I've got this up, so I've got to be able to read it. Okay, got it. Okay, so now I can read close. Yeah, I was about to complain about my in-person friends in my last live, then I realized they probably were like, "Oh, yeah, you got to be like, oh, maybe I should." I've said some stuff about my daughter, like this or that. Not terrible, but I'll kind of complain a little bit, and then she'll show up on the live, and it's like, "Hey, baby girl, how's it going?"
Hey, Tony and Leanne.
Welcome, you guys.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, doing redneck things with it. Oh, yes, I like that name too.
I made sure to put up a sign about our security system. And I also put a sign up that's probably about so wide, about that tall. It says, "Firearms permitted on this, welcome on this premises. If discharge is necessary, precise something." I mean, it basically let everybody know we carry.
Nunya says, "My wife asked why I carry in-house. I laughed. She laughed. Toaster laughed. I shot Toaster. She don't ask now."
Right?
What? Did you guys lose a bunch of subs? I thought you were over 600. No, you know what? We have been at the 575,
570. We go 578, 571. Slowly move back up, 578, 571.
Yeah, it's just
it's nuts.
The YouTube thing. I think what it is when people do sub and then they don't comment on videos, well, then you lose those. Like YouTube automatically thinks that they are bots. And so you lose those subs. So we'll gain a few and then lose, but we haven't been to 600 yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're working.
We're going to get there one of these days. But we are almost a quarter of the way on our watch time minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She gained at 4:30. Gain 4, lose 5. Yeah. Gain 2, lose 1. Yes, it drives us crazy. We used to get really, really irritated by it at first, like, really, what's going on? But now it's kind of like, that's normal.
What was really disheartening, though, is like you say, we knew that we had 2 or 3 bots that were working our channel. And it's like, okay, we'd gain 1, lose 1, gain 1, lose 1. Then one day we got up and we had gained 2 and lost like 8.
Yeah.
That was like, what in the world? But we got to looking back at all the comments.
Trying not to pay attention. Tony Leanne says, "My sign on the gate say, pay attention burglars, please carry. If so, can notify next of kin." Yes. Oh, ID. So yes, please carry ID so I can notify next of kin. Yes, I like that. I like that.
I saw a sign here a while back that said, "There's nothing in this house worth dying for." It's like, I'm kind of thinking that's a good idea to put something like that out there on the gate.
My last live lost me a sub. How rude. Right? That's what we sit there and we say, what in the world? Like, we'll get a little boost and then it'll just kind of fizzle out. Like our first 100 was really, really fast, or we thought it was fast, and then
well, 300 came pretty quick.
Yeah, and then I don't know, 500 it took a while, and then which we'll have been posting videos for a year next month. So it's slow gain. It's all right.
It's a slow gain, but I would rather gain and build slowly than some of these channels that have been blessed and they've got 1,000 subs and all their watch time minutes in just a couple months, and then they don't have anything to film.
Adrian said, "I am partial to my German hutch." And then Nunya says, "Due to ammo shortages, warnings shot no longer fired." Right. Absolutely. I agree with that. And you know what? It's crazy that now, we've always had guns in the house, always. But now you start thinking, maybe I need to start tucking a gun underneath the cushion of the couch, or, you know, have stuff, because if somebody just like barges in your house, are you going to have time to go, hold up, let me run to the bedroom, you know? So,
Well, we watched a video of a lady that was a homesteader, and I wish I could tell you what her name was, guys, but she was at home by herself and was sitting in her living room and knocked on the door. She opened the door and a guy pushed his way in and said he'd been attacked by a bear.
mhm.
And
Adrian, don't apologize. That's what we love. That's why we love the lives. Yes, keep talking.
yeah, he wound up having her held hostage basically in her living room for a couple hours. And she said that. She said, I have guns. I know how to shoot my guns.
Mhm.
They were in the bedroom. He had me in the living room and kitchen.
Yeah.
And she finally convinced him to let her call help for him. And when the sheriff's department showed up, there was no bear. He was messed out.
Yeah, it is scary. Home invasion. Yeah, it's instant. You're right. And it's becoming more and more.
Yeah.
You know, Rusty's parents have never locked their doors, ever, ever, ever. They've always had they leave the house, never lock the doors.
Never take the keys out of the car.
And now we're like, y'all need to lock the door. So the other day we went to their house and Rusty knocked, and I'm like, why are you not just walking in? He's like, they locked the door down. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Because it has become such a
After
norm.
they moved, we kept telling them so much. And my brother and his wife were saying, you guys have got to start locking your doors. You've got to start keeping the cars locked.
Mhm.
You know, you're in Tulsa now. You're not in a small town anymore. You know, we're technically in the country, but there's still enough traffic out here. We're not going to leave our stuff on.
Adrian says, I had dreams about bears last night. I wonder what that means. You know, because my mom always used to say every dream has a meaning. So she used to say if you got bit by a snake, it meant money. So now, like in my dreams, it's like I know. It's like, oh, I wonder if there's a snake under there. Maybe it'll bite me. Lucid dreaming, I guess. Tony and Leanne says, my 1911 is within arm's reach at all times.
There you go.
Maybe bears means like, I don't know. I wonder what that means. I'm gonna have to call my mom. I wonder what that means. But yeah, it's a scary world now. And
Yeah.
so
The only time that I have regretted carrying in my vehicle, I had drove my son's car.
oh
And
yeah, that was crazy.
Not thinking about it, we'd gone on a trip and come back, and I had my Ruger in the door. I never thought about it. That's where I carry all the time if I'm traveling. And got up the next morning, we're sitting there, and I told Rachel, I said, oh my God. And she said, what? I said, Amos is at school. And she said, yeah, and? He's got the car. She said, and? I said, my gun's in the door. And she's like, oh my God.
You're gonna get them expelled.
So I just seen him call him and told him, I said, hey, I said, very nonchalantly, you need to get out there, make sure everybody's watching, get that out of the door and put it in the trunk. He's okay.
Yes. Adrian, I'm the same way. I'm not a real big gun person. We've always had guns in the house. I don't shoot guns. I wonder what happened. But I don't mind them, and I know how to shoot a gun, and I know the gun safety and everything, but I just leave that to him most of the time. I'm kind of the same way. Let me throw this gun at you. Oh no, yes. Google it. Yes, I need to Google that, or call my mom and ask her, hey, what does it mean to dream bears? But mom will probably should be like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
So Rusty, you can't say you get thrown in jail for that nowadays. Quarantine.
No.
I'm actually really good at it too, but it's not my thing. Yeah, I know. I understand. I'm the same way. When we lived on the farm, my niece told me, just bless you, start
Thank you.
carrying it on your hip all the time, and then you'll get used to it and stuff. And I kept saying I was going to do that, and then I didn't. So now I just, I'll throw it in.
I'd really like for her to get used to it, but it's one of those things. If it's not her thing, it's not her thing, and I get it.
Bless you. You're getting bless you.
Thank you.
Tell him he can't do that in public anymore. If he gets thrown, you'll get thrown in jail, coughing or sneezing.
That's all right. They'll let me out.
Probably. So yeah, I just carry my phone. Yeah, at least I have service most of the time. We understand. Hey, we're getting used to this whole. We don't live in town, but we live in a community where we have really good internet, and it's been
Yes.
so nice. We're used to the farm internet. It was satellite internet, so it was like constant in and out. It was crazy. Which was a lifesaver when I got stuck in the coop. I have done that too.
And
So
she
I
did not
thought,
have her phone.
no, and I didn't have my phone. I thought it was the funniest thing because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done that. And I'm screaming for my son. And of course he never heard me. And then I thought, well, maybe I can like tear because it had a top on it. Yeah, it was crazy. Yep. I ended up having to call. Oh no, I didn't have my phone. I don't even remember what I did. I sat out there.
You know, you shook the gate long enough. It popped
Oh
open.
yeah, I just kept shaking that gate. Yes. Yeah. Where's your mask?
As a matter of fact,
I cough to keep people away from me at Walmart. Right? That's a good idea.
that is a good idea.
Much more useful than a gun in the coop. Right? I mean, I maybe could have shot the latch, but I don't know that it really would have done anything. Especially when I shoot like this. Just close my eyes.
It is though, and I've told Rachel, and my biggest thing that I tell people, it's one thing to be in a confrontation and have to utilize a firearm to defend yourself, but it is proven fact most men will fire 1 to 2 shots. Most women will empty the gun that they're shooting, and it's because it takes so much more mentally and emotionally charged that once a woman is to that point,
Then we're committed, right? It's just
they're
full
committed
commitment.
and you're screwed.
Yeah, it would have made us have to make repairs, right?
Yeah, well, you know.
Been like, Russ, I don't know what happened to it. It just kind of fell apart. Man, next time choose a good latch. I mean, come on. It's better to have and not need than need and not have. You are absolutely right. Yes, that's a definite. We've made our choice. Let her rip. That's right. That's what I think. Every time he talks about that study, I'm like, hey, I get it. I mean, we're fully committed. We're all in or we're not, you know.
That's it.
So we went to a corporate picnic Saturday, and they were shooting clay pigeons or shooting skeet and stuff. And I went down there, with them. I like to watch. I just don't shoot. But Russ was like on point the other night. He was shooting really good. And then, I mean, it was a cool picnic. They had horseshoes and
so they were shooting skeet, had horseshoes going, they had cornhole set up, they had basketball or baseballs and footballs to be throwing, they had volleyball set up. I mean, it was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And we haven't been to something like that in years. So
did you just call me a tool?
Just a tool in the box. I love that.
It is, and that's it. That's the way you gotta look at it. It's there for a reason, and you use it the right way.
I have seen that about carrying the wasp spray. I've seen that where people put it next to their bed, and then that way, if there is an intruder or whatever, you spray it. And like you said,
not next to the bed.
Sprays 30 feet, and they have to go to the hospital. So yeah.
I'd be the one that got sprayed.
I feel like, I swear I thought it was an intruder. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that because then I'd have to take you to the hospital.
That's right.
And I don't want to sit at the hospital. So yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I know you.
I wouldn't.
Not on purpose.
No.
You see the laugh.
Well, it just kind of depends on the conversation before we got to that point.
Well, that's true. Or the conversation you're having in your dreams.
Oh yeah, that happens too. Does anybody else do that? Like, you're dreaming that you're arguing with somebody, and then when you wake up, you're still mad about it? Like, I do that a lot. Like, not a lot, but I do that. Like, I'll be so mad at Rusty, and he's like, what's wrong with you today? And I'm like, you were just a total jerk. And he's like, when? And I'm like, in my dream. And I'm still not over it. I'm trying. Hey, Rocky Mountain High.
Rocky Mountain High. Been missing you.
So what's the weather like over there? Are you guys like under snow yet? What's going on? What's going on? Because y'all
It's
were like,
been beautiful here the last couple days.
yes, yes, it has been nice. I have not super often, but I get that. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't happen real often for me, but it does happen, and it's like a whole emotional thing. It's like let me just get over it. I know you're not really for real being like that, but I'm still like a little bit mad. So
And I a little bit catch it.
no, because I'm not a jerk. I'm
No,
just
she's
not
not.
real
She's just-
talkative.
It's like, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, what's going on? What did I do?
Been pretty busy. No snow here, just freezing temps.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
You can keep the freezing temps, man.
Oh no. Yeah, that's crazy. Super hurt. Why would dreamy husband be so mean? No, right? That's kind of what I'm like, that's just, you shouldn't be mean. A garden sprayer with gas, what guaranteed they leave, especially if you hold matches. Holy cow, we've got a whole like torch.
Heck yeah.
I mostly have dreams involving my faith and wake up happy. That's so good.
That's awesome.
Yes, that is awesome. We were talking about this earlier. Maybe you know what it means. What does it mean when you dream bears? Because Adrienne from Farmstead Smith, she dreamt bears.
She's
Bears.
been dreaming bears, not drink beers.
No, I dreamt bears. She dreams bears. And so we were trying to figure out what that was. Because I said there's all kinds of things. Like my mom used to say, of course, my mom's Mexican. So she's like, well, if you dream, what did she say? If you dream a wedding, it means a funeral. And if you dream a funeral, it means a wedding. And if you dream a snake bites you, well, then that means money. And if you dream, what's the other thing? If you dream you lose your teeth or somebody loses their teeth, it means death. Of course, she was always, you raise your kids out of fear or on fear. And so she was always like, it was always like doom and gloom, except for the snake, I just don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna Google that. What does it mean if you dream bears?
Dream bears. What's Mr. Google going to say today? Which I don't know. I guess the dreams, as far as that's concerned, I used to always dream something happened to my dad when I was a little kid, and that used to tear me up. And it's just one of those things. I think every little boy dreams that, maybe. But I mean, I don't dream as a norm, but at the same time, they say everybody dreams. I just don't remember mine. And there's been days, I wake up and think, God, I gotta remember this dream to tell Rachel, and by the time I get it rolled over to say something, it's gone.
Okay, depends on if the bear is trying to eat you or not. And I had those dreams too, Rusty. I think that's always, the biggest fear, something happening to somebody that you love or something, it's one of those things. This says that dreaming bears symbolizes our strength, power, and independence. So knowing that bears are wild animals, they may be also a symbol of some untamed habits of a dreamer. Another meaning of a bear in your dream may be a mother figure. So like Mama Bear.
Farmstead Smith's mom's chicken. I don't know why she's dreaming bears.
Okay, he's not being rude. Like anybody that's just coming in is going, really? You just called your mom a chicken?
That Mama Chicken's what she calls her mom, just so everybody understands that.
The aggressive one must have been mine. Yes. Yeah. See? Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel saw a sign here a while back. I don't remember where we were at. She said, "Forget Mama Bear. I want to be Mama Cow, protecting my calf."
Yeah, because they're mean.
And I thought, that makes a lot of sense, because not everybody knows what bears are like, but most people know you don't mess with a calf.
Around here, anyway.
Around here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're relentless. The worst dream I ever had as a kid, and one I've had maybe 15 times throughout my life that always disturbs me, is about being adopted. Wow. Oh yeah, they're mean. Yes. about being adopted. Some of those dreams, they stick with you, and then like you said, they just keep coming back. Like they get, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like trying to reconnect with your younger self, or what that is, or maybe the younger fears that are coming through.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I used to have as a kid, my most common recurring dream once I started driving was I drove off a mountain.
Oh.
I never landed.
Adrian says, my worst ever dreams were about my poor dogs dying pretty awful ways. Oh, man. And then Nanya says, I'm always on a sinking boat. Oh, my gosh. That would be a complete, total nightmare for me. I don't know how to swim. That would just be so bad. I still remember one from when I was real young, like 10. Oh, my goodness. I think the most dangerous dream, and I don't know if you guys will relate or not, but the most dangerous dream, even as an adult, is dreaming that toilet. You know, when you wake up and you're about to pee the bed and you're like, oh my God, I saw that toilet and I thought that was, yeah. So, yeah. That's probably the most dangerous dream. Yeah, how many times did you watch Titanic, right? Right? Oh, that's scary. That's what Russ said. We should go on a cruise. And I said, no, thanks. I saw Titanic, and he said, we're not going to be going on a cruise in the Atlantic. And I said, well, but you don't know. I mean,
we're not going to the Atlantic, and we're not going through the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, and then I said, you were in the Navy. Didn't you get enough of a ship? Like, why do we have to go on a ship now? And now we can't go on one. So then I'm like,
I told her there's a big difference between Navy ship and a cruise ship.
Yeah. Heck no, I get motion sickness. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like boats. The only boat I have ever, oh no, I can't even say that anymore. I've been on a boat.
Been on 3 different kinds of boats.
I was in Branson, Missouri, they have that Ride the Duck that is a conversion vehicle. It was a bus that they converted.
It was a military vehicle that they went in that's an amphibious, and then they converted them into buses, and they do tours, and they drive you out on the lake and come back. That was the first boat. The second boat she was on. The first one she was on, we went together and we were on a boat. We were on the paddle boats.
Oh yeah, paddle boats. Yeah, I've been on a boat. So Adrian says, let's do the Bermuda Triangle. I love your enthusiasm. I have to read it that way. Yeah. And then Tony and Leanne says, big bobber in the ocean. Rocky Mountain High says, cruise ships are really smooth compared to the, yeah, I bet they are. And that's what he said. It's not the same thing. Like it could totes be worth it nowadays. You know, they said that they're doing tours of these ghost ship cruise liners because there's nobody on them. And so now they're selling tickets to do tours of them, which would be kind of cool. I mean, at least it's docked.
No,
you know?
They're not.
They're not?
No, they're anchored.
Oh, well, that's okay.
They're out in the water.
Yeah, but I could dog paddle too. Doing redneck things with Tony says USS Enterprise.
USS Nassau, LHA-4.
And then Nanya, bad omen because I want big catamaran. Oh, you almost forget you're in water. I did hear you're not supposed to look at the horizon, not the horizon. You're not supposed to look at the the horizon, because then it will make you sick, like seasick. Mine's so sensitive that I get motion sick when I am driving a curvy road.
If I'm driving, I'm good. What people don't understand, I can't watch my boys play video games. Just watching that screen jump around. I can drive anywhere, and it doesn't bother me.
Simply Southern Roots. Hey!
Simply Southern, welcome.
How are you feeling? How's everybody feeling? How's our heart patient? What's going on there?
Yes.
We were really scared for y'all for a minute. Rusty's been through the mill on heart stuff. So we were like, oh my gosh, yeah. Welcome home. Oh, you got to come home. Awesome. get low and boat as possible. Yeah, I would probably have to be like complete. I'd be laying on the floor, laying on the floor of the boat. Rusty'd be like, "You're missing it. It's fine. It's okay. Nunya said I had to get low. Okay." Come do the $1 Million Highway trip over Red Mountain Pass. You'd love it. Oh my goodness. We were just talking about this last night.
I would love to.
Because his dad is a wild child and Rusty's the same way. So Rusty likes to go on those roads like that. And then he goes really fast until I scream.
And then I go faster.
And so one day I was riding with his dad, and I am not playing. Me and the Chihuahua were in the back seat, and that little
She's
Chihuahua,
not a Chihuahua, she's a terrier.
Mexican terrier, was laying like flat as could be on the bottom of that seat, and he was hitting all of those things, and I'm trying not to scream. And then I told him about it last night, and he said, "Oh, if I'd have known that, I would have went faster." I said, "Johnny, if you would have went any faster, we never would have made the dips. We would have went from hill to hill. We would have been hopping hills."
He said he was only running 75.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy. Waiting for surgery, right on for Thursday to surgery as long as the meds are out of his system. Oh, okay, so we are definitely praying for you guys. And you said triple bypass surgery. It's really scary, but I'm so glad that you guys are there, that you guys have caught it and everything's scheduled and ready to go, and it's a long haul, but it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely. The one thing I can advise is, if he can, lots of water for the next few days. Make sure he's super hydrated before he goes in. That when they did my bypass, I didn't do that. That was as close to hell on earth as I've ever been.
Okay, so I'm catching up. Adrian says, "I can feel the sarcasm. Laugh out loud. It sounds curvy." Hey, she just described me, curvy and sarcastic. I mean, I know she was talking about the road, but yeah. And then, oh, poor Chi-Chi, yes, that poor little puppy. And then doing redneck thing says, whoopsie-doo roads. Yes. They're roads to me. Yes, triple bypass. They got him on constant IVs. Yes, and then prayers your way, Simply Southern. Yes, definitely. So Thursday I'll be here before you know it.
Yes, I will.
It's going to be a long
day,
you, but
if his is, I had a single bypass. If his is half as successful as mine was, he's going to feel amazing. It's a rough road to get back, but in the end, it's well worth it.
Yes, definitely.
And as far as the highways are concerned, years ago, there used to be a highway over here in southeast Oklahoma that you drive down the state highway, narrow state, 2-lane state highway, steep grade ahead. My dad said, "Okay." Next sign says, "Slow down." He's like, "Okay." The last sign, the third sign we saw said, "Slow down now," and we were airborne because that road went like this. Yeah, we didn't take those road signs for granted anymore.
Johnny's a wild child. He still is. And he's in his 70s. He's still a wild child. And I was giving him crap last night about it because, oh my goodness, I thought I was going to die on that road. So did that poor little puppy. Duchess. Their puppy's name is Duchess. And Duchess thought, I don't know who this driver is, but he's fired. So, yes.
Fire my driver.
It was crazy. So we have a whole bunch of roosters, and they're crowing like crazy right now. And Rusty hatched out 22 chicks, okay? And 22 or 20?
22.
Okay, so anyway, we kept 10 and we gave 12 away then. Yeah. Is that right? Okay, so I think it was 20 and we kept 10 and we gave 10. And so out of our 10, we had 6 roosters. Yeah, we didn't pick them well.
Didn't pick well at all.
And so we are taking 5 of them.
That being said, Lynn had 5 roosters.
I think so. It was just a batch of roosters. It really was. But we're going to take them to freezer camp. Oh, here I can
did that in his motor home. Same thing. Yeah.
Of course, her name is Duchess. I think her name was Patches, and they adopted her. She's an adult puppy dog. I mean, they're all puppies to me. So, but Donna, my mother-in-law, didn't like the name Patches, so she named her Duchess because she said she'll still come to that because it ends the same way. So yes, her name is Duchess. My dad did that.
Hey, redneck Okie.
Oh my goodness, that's scary. Oh, I can't imagine in a motorhome. Did he leave half of it? I'm picturing that movie with I think it was Robin Williams, and it was called RB.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he's driving it through. Oh my goodness.
My mom and dad back in the late 80s, early 90s had a full-size conversion van. And in the town when I grew up in, the highway that came through town was probably 4 feet higher than the side streets. And they had some friends over, and we'd all gone out to eat, and we're in the van. And Mom told them, "Hey, Mark, you guys get in the back seat. I want to show you this cool trick the kids showed me." And they're like, "What?" Mom's like, "Just get in the back seat." They get in the back seat, and my mother, of all people, runs this stop sign at like 40. She hit that highway and launched that van and bounced. Everybody's bouncing around, and I'm like, Mom, you can't be doing that. And she said, "You need to sit back and shut up. It's my van." Oh my goodness. If I'd have thought of doing something like that, I'd have been grounded for a month.
But it was her van. You can't do that.
It was our lives that she was risking running the stop sign going across the highway.
She brought you in. She can take you out.
Yeah.
And you're never late, ever late. No, don't apologize. No, we're just always just sitting around chit-chatting. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. And the funny thing about Donna driving like that is Donna gets motion sickness very easy.
She can make herself sick driving also.
Yeah, yes. So yeah, she gets sick pretty easy. I don't usually, when we went to North Carolina and we were up in the mountains, and coming down the mountains, it was really weird. I think it was psychological, because if I saw the grade, because all of them have the grade listed, it's posted or whatever. If I saw the grade, it would really mess with me. If I didn't see the sign, I was fine. So I finally ended up just getting in the back seat because I couldn't handle the anxiety. I was laying on the floor. It's kind of like the boat, lay on the floor. Then you said so. My uncle told me about it. They were running from the Area 51 guys. What? Dad was a little paranoid and was speeding away, got airborne.
Wow. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That's a good story from the Area 51 guys.
Yeah.
They were talking about that. They were going to storm.
They were going to storm Area 51.
And I was like, and then I think it was right. What did COVID happen? What happened?
No,
it fizzled.
I don't remember what the date was, but I remember it was all over. They were all everybody on Facebook, they formed this big plan, and they were going to go and march in there, and they were going to check it out. I think, according to the news, I think like 8 people showed up.
What, really? Because I didn't.
Yeah, there was hardly anybody showed up.
Saw what happened, but why was he running from the Area 51 guys? See, I need more details. I need the story. It sounds so awesome. We got airborne when we were teenagers. It was pretty crazy. Just going on the back roads and hitting those dips. Like, I wasn't driving, but yeah, people I was with, they got a little crazy. But, that's what I try to remember when I'm getting on to my boys about doing stupid stuff, is we all did stupid stuff when we were kids. So
Not me.
He saved it.
I still do stupid stuff.
I'm just playing. Hot Wings Outdoor Life.
Hey, Hot Wings.
welcome to our craziness.
Welcome to the couch.
Ooh, to the couch. But anyway, it's
The
just
last
been
time
nuts.
I was airborne was going to a fire.
Well, that's understandable.
Well, but I'd left the house in like 3 blocks. I had a SUV. I knew that the street went up and kind of flattened out and went back up. Thinking anything about it, and the Armada was like airborne going over that little.
See you later, Simply Southern. Thanks for stopping in, and we're praying for you guys. And
Yes.
yes,
Big prayers for you guys.
yes. Oh yeah, get hot wings. I like that better than hey hot wings, right? So I'm like, really, we're getting hot wings? Like where? Looks like you're all having fun. Oh my goodness, all the time, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Life is a party.
I'd go mudding. Mudding, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's all part of it, right? That's all part of growing up. Well, that's all part of now. But
Mudding, rock crawling,
yeah.
running through the sand dunes. Just outdoors.
I agree with you. They couldn't survive it now. Doing some of the stuff that we did. And the part that really makes me kind of mad is that they act like we weren't cool once, right? Like we weren't cool at some point in our life, our kids.
I tell our kids all the time, it's not that we weren't cool. We are still cool. You just don't understand our level.
Kids nowadays are wimpy. Right. I agree with that. They're like, oh, Mom. And I'm like, you don't even know how many times we were near death. But, our 17-year-old son did fall out of a moving car. Yeah.
Was it out of or off of?
I don't know. And it was his car. And I don't know how,
His buddy says, I saw a pothole and I swerved to miss it. Instantly, I told him there was no pothole. He tells my brother-in-law. Instantly, he says, there was no pothole. He tells his brother. His brother says, there was no pothole. The kid was over a couple weeks later. He goes, well, I thought I saw a pothole, but there wasn't one there.
Kids nowadays don't grow up either. And even my own kids are sticks. Like, where is the weight? Right? I know. I agree with that. Speaking of kids, so because we're real.
Yeah, and we're transparent about everything.
And this is not funny, but we're just trying to make the best of it. So about a week ago, right?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, our 17-year-old, who is a senior in high school, he will be 18 in March, said, I need to talk to you guys. And he does virtual learning, like he's doing online school and all this stuff. And he's been threatening, right? Like, I'll just move out.
I'll just quit school and move out.
I'll just move out. And at first we used to fight with him, like, you're dumb, you're not moving out, blah, blah, blah. Well, now.
And we're good parents. We tell you, you're dumb. We're being dumb.
We are. We just raise our kids, right? So, I told all our kids, the closer you get to 30, the smarter dad and mom will be. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with this. So anyway, he told us he needed to talk to us, and we thought that he was telling us he was going to move out, and we were going to say, hey, have at it. Right? Like, go ahead, go move out and see what life is like. Now, mind you, we have 2 older kids. We have a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old that are out on their own. And so he's the baby. He's the last one at home. And he said, we sat down to talk with him, and his girlfriend's pregnant and due in May.
Yeah.
So Russ and I are going to be grandparents in May. And so it was a whole different conversation than what we were expecting. So, we told him, hey, congratulations, you're a man. You make man decisions. You make a man mistake, you're going to have to be a man. And he's so stinking excited about it. And we're like, you have no idea how hard this is going to be. But, hey, all we can do now is just be supportive and be here and make it happen. So, yeah. I said that when you said he was 17. Wow. Yep. That's what she thought. Holy cannoli. Yes. Yeah. That's what I thought when I said, oh no, when you said he was 17. Oopsies.
Mhm.
Kids are a different realm of reality. They do.
Yes.
And it's crazy. It's like they don't get it.
Right, well, but at the same time, when we were that age, we were invincible.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to tell me.
So the good thing is he and his girlfriend of 4 months have a plan, and they are going to 5 months. I don't know what it is, but anyway, they have a plan. They're going to finish high school. She turns 18 in January. He turns 18 in March, and their baby is due in May. And they're going to try to get through school and find themselves an apartment, and they're going to, go raise their baby. So hey, stranger things have happened, and
Well, it's like Rachel said. We have to remember. She's very right. There's always a reason. You know.
I mean, we could be mad and stomp around and everything else, but at the end of the day,
really,
there's really nothing we can do right now. So
and he told us that day, one day, he said, my car quit, and when we moved, his car, the motor went out of his car, and we went and found him a car, and he wasn't real happy with having to buy a 4-door car, but hey, it's a nice car, and the next day he found out that she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And he told us, he said, Mom, he said, that makes sense why I got my car. And we're like, what do you mean? He said, you've always said everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. My little 2-door car quit, and now I have a 4-door, and there's a reason for it.
Oh my goodness, David. Whew. He said, oh, my old neighbor's son was 12, got 16-year-old pregnant, so they had to take in the mom since her parents disowned her. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it could always be worse. It could always be worse.
Yes.
And so he's a senior in high school. She's a senior in high school. They're due like mid-May, so they should be done with high school by the time the baby comes, and that's a plus. And our daughter's a little bit upset about it. She's 21. She's getting married next year, and I mean, she's not upset. She's just
disappointed.
Yeah, because she said, it's supposed to be me to have the first, give y'all your first grandbaby, and we're like, look, it's not like anybody's keeping score. It's not
the
like
oldest boy said, I'm glad it's not me.
Yeah. So yeah. Arizona is way too expensive to live on minimum wage or even lesser skilled wages, at least in the city. I agree with that. And that was the big thing that we kept telling Cody is you have to finish high school. You can't get a job without a high school diploma or GED now, and you have to at least finish high school. So he's working towards it. He's working towards the diploma, and he's working. He has a job. He had a job before, and he has a job now, and we were really scared that he was going to quit school and say, you know what, I've got to work, because he's very, very driven that way. So,
and at 17, he is excited.
He's really
scared.
Excited.
He won't admit it.
Mm-hmm.
He's scared, but he's excited, and he's goal oriented, and he keeps telling us, I'm gonna make sure it's taken care of.
My 6-year-old is already talking about having 5 kids with his crush. Aww.
Oh, David.
Well, we always said, if of all 3 of our kids, we always said, not saying it out loud, but Russ and I to each other were like, Cody is going to be the one to have kids and have them young. And
lots.
Yeah. And so maybe not. Maybe we weren't thinking this young.
Yeah, no.
But maybe he's going to realize how hard it is early on.
Oh, they've already talked about it, and they want to wait 3 or 4 years before they have another one, which is a good idea.
Grand idea. You should have waited 4 or 5 years before you had this one, but hey, nobody's.
Hey, again, we don't.
Yeah, and that's it. Once they get older, they start to realize, maybe we weren't so dumb after all with some of the stuff. But all we can do now is, just be here and supportive and help them out and be good grandparents. I think there was a live. I don't know when, and I it was somebody else's live, and I commented, they were talking about their grandkids, and they have 13 grandkids, and I can't remember who it was that I was watching, and I said, we have grandpuppies. I wouldn't mind having grandkids. And then all of this happened, and I'm
then
like,
a week later.
yeah, I'm like, I need to learn not to say what I'm thinking all the time, I think. Just kind of hold off there, you know. But
I was thinking grandkids, you know, more goats. Kids,
yeah,
goats.
grandpuppies are okay, you know.
Yeah, grandpuppies are okay.
Yeah.
But
And honestly, this isn't going to be a bad thing.
no, it's not.
It's just not what we were expecting.
We weren't expecting it. Hell, he wasn't expecting it. But all we can do at this point is make the best out of it. Spoil that baby when it gets here, and just keep in mind the best part: spoil them, feed them sugar, and send them home.
Yeah, there you go. Spread them out a bit if you can. One of my besties had twins right after the first one. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen the stair step thing, and that, I mean, I see the benefits in it, but then at the same time, I would probably lose my mind. You're speaking it into existence. I know, manifestation. It's just like, it's
Very
not
real.
supposed to work that way, you know? Two of my friends had twins after their first two kiddos. They just wanted a third, and bam, yeah. Cody keeps saying we could have twins, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
I told him the other day he's gonna have triplets, and he told me no.
Yeah. That's a whoops, dang it. Yeah, it's definitely a whoops. That's what I'm going to do, Rusty. What are you gonna do, Redneck Okie? That's what I'm gonna do. So
Spoil them.
Spoil them.
Fill them full of sugar and
send them home. Yes, that's what we're planning on.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I just can't wait for Pawpaw to teach them their first bad word.
Pawpaw already over here knows that he's going to be called Pawpaw, and I have no idea.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Pawpaw.
That's why I'm not having kids still. Laugh a lot. Other people are having plenty enough for me. Right. That's awesome, Adrian. You can just spoil them rotten. You can send you know, you're like, your kid is crying over here. Come take care of that. That's the best part. Yes, absolutely. David, I think it's funny because Adrian, I feel like you're going to be going, remember in that live just the other day I said I was going to have kids, and then, well, guess what? Because that's the way it works for me. It's like, yeah, I do speak it into existence. Yes.
Read the Army branch, run around.
Yeah, I'll appreciate them from afar. Yes. Y'all see Mandy is celebrating 24 years today with Tony. Yes, and Mandy with Royal Amethyst Acres is going to be live in like a minute. So we have 4 grandkids, 3 girls and a boy. That's so awesome. Aw. Yes, 4 grandkids.
Who's that?
Doing redneck things with Tony and Leanne. Farm said, laugh out loud, not happening. Been saying it since I was 7. That our daughter's the same way. She's like, you know, I don't want kids right away. And so she's holding off. But then now that her little brother, her baby brother, is having, you know, is going to be a daddy, now she's like, oh, wait up, you know. And I'm like, well, baby, everybody can't wait for you. But no, she's the same way. She's like, I want to hold off, and I want to have, you know, my career and things going.
That's Amos too. Amos he's not interested in having kids. I'm going to be honest, I was 28 when Amos was born, and I had just realized I was ready then.
Yes. Yeah, and you have 2 boys. That's awesome. That is awesome. We have 1 daughter and 2 boys, and I'd raise 100 more boys. But yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, we are done for today. If you guys want to go and watch Mandy at Royal Amethyst Acres. You need to go check her out. She's live right now. She's always a fun time. Always, always. She's cracks me up so much. But she is celebrating, her and Chris are celebrating their anniversary. And so we're probably going to pop in over there too a little bit. And but thank you guys so much
Yes,
for
thank you
coming.
guys, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us and putting up with our nonsense.
Yeah, our craziness, but that's not quite the same. I'm not having them, period. Haha. I'm 33 this year. I've had my mind made up for a while. You know, we better roll to Mandy. And Adrian, if you're still here, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
That is
nothing wrong.
yes.
Just come on out here and enjoy ours with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Come hang out with us. We got plenty of craziness.
Yes.
So anyway, you guys, until next time, God bless, and we'll see y'all next Monday.
See ya.